Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today's video will be a new entry into the tokenomics series. Today we'll be covering Kadena in this video. Before we get into the video, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more of this content, and don't forget to join the Discord if you need any help with crypto mining or crypto investing. For those wondering what tokenomics are, I'll give a brief overview of what the words mean now. Tokenomics is a broad term which describes all the elements that make a particular cryptocurrency valuable and interesting to investors. This includes everything from a token supply and how it's used, to things like the utility case, or basically what the goal is to achieve in the market. So therefore we'll be covering all this information and more, plus at the end of this video I'm going to be doing a price prediction for the coin that we are talking about. So Kadena was launched back in 2016 by two men called Stuart Popejoy and Will Martino. Stuart led JP Morgan's emerging blockchain group, and Will had a role as a tech lead for the SEC Cryptocurrency Committee. So these two founders have a lot of knowledge when it comes to the world of cryptocurrency. Kadena aims to build a scalable and developer-friendly public blockchain that provides a level of security similar to Bitcoin. To support this vision, Kadena features a novel consensus method, a proof-of-work model dubbed Chainweb, and a new smart contract language called Pact. Its mission is to optimize its base layer for transaction throughput and developer adoption without the need for a second layer scalability or functionality solution. It's basically a layer 1 crypto with all the features of a layer 2 crypto. It combines the two layers into one coin, which is the only one of its kind so far. Kadena are pioneers in the industry in that sense. Lastly, if you want to buy any Kadena, it's listed on exchanges such as Binance, KuCoin and Gate.io. Now let's get into the tokenomics of Kadena. So far, only 198 million coins have been mined, and the max supply is 1 billion coins. The last coin is set to be mined in the year 2122. This means we have a while before all the coins are mined. Kadena doesn't have a normal halving schedule, as the block rewards don't halve like Bitcoin or like Ravencoin. I'll go further into the block rewards later on in this video. The market cap right now sits at around $300 million, and is ranked around 108 by market cap dominance. The white paper lays out an allocation of coins, with 10% going to pre-sale investors, 20% is used as a platform reserve for developers on the network, and the remaining 70% is to be mined. 10 million coins were sent to a burn wallet upon launch as per the white paper. Now Kadena can only be mined using an ASIC miner, and GPUs aren't allowed on the network. The hashing algorithm used is called Blake2S. The typical Kadena miner can be bought for around $4,000 on ASIC miner websites. Block time on the network is at 30 seconds, so is very quick when compared to other chains, and the block reward is 1.045 Kadena, but that changes as time goes on with the emission schedule. Now let's get into the coin halvings that are laid out for Kadena. Instead of halving at the rate of a certain block number, Kadena uses an emission rate to distribute coins. The overall emission of Kadena's platform happens through two processes: mining and release of allocated tokens. The vast majority of the overall emission is through mining. As I mentioned earlier, they were pre-allocated coins which will be released over the next 9 years to investors and developers. Once the 9 years is up, the coins will only come from mining. Now the rate at which the rewards decrease is set to 23% per year. This compounds to the previous year, so that the coins are distributed on a curve. This way of halving is different and allows for a more natural supply decrease, which in turn would allow for the demand to increase slowly as well. As we have seen with Bitcoin, when the halvings happened, it tends to spike the price, and this is because the supply is reduced overnight and the demand goes up very quickly. In my opinion, I think this is the best way to set block rewards, as many cryptocurrencies have started to adopt this method of halving in an emission schedule. However, I've seen with some coins that they have had to change their emission schedules to extend the life of mining. As I said previously, there was a pre-allocation of 20% to developers who want to make DApp on the Kadena network. This treasury fund is called Kadena Eco and has so far produced many great DApps. The application process is open to anyone who has an idea, and they choose their applicants based on 4 main points. These are technical strength, details of specification, team experience, and usefulness to the Kadena ecosystem. If you are selected, then the Kadena team will help you along the development journey. For example, they have mentorships, which will help developers to achieve their vision they had for their DApp. This fund is worth over 100 million, so there's plenty of money to be spread around. There has been many DApps to come out of the Kadena ecosystem. One of the best I've seen is the KDA exchange, which is a DeFi platform which has no fees, liquidity pools, KDX staking, and KDX mining. So the KDA exchange has its own token which is minted into the Kadena chain called KDX, and this has the same tokenomics as the main chain. This allows for swapping of KDA directly to KDX and thus incorporating the Kadena chain. The KDX exchange also has a direct integration into the Zelcore wallet from Flux. This partnership between the two chains is probably going to propel the two coins to the top of the crypto mining list. They both have many different features that put together make them almost a perfect chain. Next, I want to talk about why Kadena is the only layer 1 blockchain which has the features of a layer 2 blockchain. The main problem when making a cryptocurrency is called the trilemma, which is that crypto must have security, scalability, and decentralization. The reason that it's a problem is that normally you can only prioritize two of these features and sacrifice the other. This is why you need another layer 2 on top of that to help with this feature they chose to sacrifice. Now Kadena has solved this trilemma as they've solved the scalability issue that many chains face without sacrification of the other two features. This process is called sharding and has been proven to work as Kadena has just upgraded their transactions from 10 lanes to 20 lanes. Sharding basically creates more lanes for transactions to run through. This means less congestion and allows for more transactions per second. Kadena can theoretically scale this as large as they want without sacrificing security or decentralization. All they need to do is create a new shard and it will open up 10 more lanes of transactions to go through. By solving this problem, they have become a one-of-a-kind crypto that is the only layer 1 with the features of layer 2. Now, all of this wouldn't be possible without the programming language used by Kadena. Many cryptocurrencies use C++ or Solidity. However, Kadena team have actually created their own custom language from the ground up, which was specifically made for blockchain technology. This language is called Pact, and it's actually very easy to use without having too much knowledge about programming. It's very much catered towards crypto as smart contracts can be produced quickly without errors. This is what I found with most useful about the language, is that it doesn't actually allow developers to make mistakes to their code. For example, many smart contracts have led to hacks, and this is because the smart contract wasn't written properly. The Ethereum hack back in 2016 was because of the DIO code that wasn't written correctly. In the programming language Pact, this wouldn't have been able to be coded. There's a whole website which displays which hacks would have been stopped if Pact was used instead of other languages. You can find Pact resources and developer tutorials on the official Kadena website. The tutorials vary from easy to very hard in terms of developer ability. Kadena also has a private blockchain which has a real-world purpose. It's called Kuro. Private blockchains are made to allow for private transactions or private information to be shared on blockchains while only allowing certain people to access it. So you can have your own private chain to store sensitive data on. This is where Kuro comes in for places like hospitals and healthcare insurance. Because all patient information needs to be correct and tamper-proof, many companies have chosen to migrate their information onto private blockchains. Kadena's blockchain solution showed how providers can share data and buy, sell records using blockchain-powered marketplace, which provides security, scale, and speed. This transforms the burden of maintaining provider data from a cost center into an enterprise business asset. Obviously, this can't be run as a proof-of-work chain by mining, so Kadena uses a different consensus method called the Byzantine fault token consensus. It also allows for users to add to the chain without seeing the information contained. So the implementation of both private and public blockchain works very well in terms of growing the whole ecosystem on Kadena. Now let's move on to the price prediction for 5 and 10 years. Before that, I should mention that the price of one coin is around $1.40 right now, with a low of $1.36 this year and a high of $28 this year. I think that Kadena's intrinsic value right now should be around $10 per coin. That means I think that the coin should be worth $10 right now. When we look at the 5-year price, I'm going to say that this prediction will probably be the most certain prediction I've made out of all the tokenomics series. So in 5 years, I can see the price being upwards of $150 per coin. This is because once the mainstream adoption hits the chain, there'll be so much trading and volume on the network. This will drive up the price, and the emissions of mining will also add to this price increase. Now for the 10-year prediction, I'm going to go with upwards of $500 per coin. If Kadena really takes off, I think it will definitely be in the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap, as it's basically Bitcoin with the solved scalability problem. Now I know that these estimates are very high considering that the coin is only worth $1.40, but I really think that Kadena has all the right ingredients to become as big as Ethereum or any of the top 10 coins. All Kadena team needs right now is to upkeep and update the network with the times, and they should be well on their way to a high price very soon. So there's loads more that I could explore in the Kadena ecosystem, but these are just the major features that I think will be important for users and investors into this coin. If you want to explore more about Kadena, go check out their website and have a look around. So if this video helped you in any way, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Lastly, leave your suggestions for the next coin in the comments below.